Ben Affleck signs Batman contract for HBOMax. Well, that's the rumor. I hope it's true, but, well. So, I got this on Cosmic Book News, and he got it from a rumor that first surfaced on 4chan. Well, but then it showed up on Lightcast and Cultured Nerd YouTube channels. So, basically the scenario is, of course, Ben Affleck was frustrated and discouraged about what was going on after Zach was pretty much forced out, and then he apparently got interference from the studio, of course, but also from Jeff Johns. Boy, Jeff Johns is just taking a beating on this, and I look, in these scenarios, it would be better to just tell the whole story and everybody be honest. I mean, that's not going to happen. So anyway, and of course, at the time, his marriage was failing, and he had an alcohol problem, and he was going through some stuff, and then all that, and so he just walked away. But he has often said that he really enjoyed performing the role and working with Zack Snyder, and that Zack Snyder was the one who really brought him in, and they clicked, and he really liked his ideas and all that stuff. And then when Zack was gone, well, the fun left the room. Well, guess who's back? Yes, Zack's back, and the Snyder Cut and all that. And then there was discussions of, additional photography he wanted to do. Could that involve the other stars? We know that there's supposed to be a Martian Manhunter scene, and then a Green Lantern scene, and all that. Well, could it involve Ben Affleck, either as Batman or Bruce Wayne? And under this, I would suspect yes. And I think it wouldn't be too much of a problem for him to do that. The bigger deal is, will he get to do Batman on its own series or what have you? Just, talk about the Justice League Snyder Cut version being broken up into a miniseries for HBO Max, and then this could branch off into others. And then, so a Batman series would, oh man, that would just be the most amazing thing. And you would probably get the story that he had laid out for his solo Batman film that he was supposed to do, which was a Batman versus Deathstroke. And that would, I'm assuming, would be the story, and hopefully that's what's happened. With all this happening, and then a deal that says, no, Ben, it's your Batman. That we're not, you're in control of it, and you do it as you want. It's kind of hard to say no to that. Plus, the money. And so he could get to work on that and finish up something that he did devote his time to. And then you just gotta leave it and not finish it. And then, and he seems to be in a better place now. And of course, all of this with his good buddy Zack Snyder, and of course Zack Snyder wanting him to be a part of this, and then the extension of his own Batman story fitting in with this overall DCEU map that was planned out, and that there could be other Justice League movies based, of course, I'm assuming, on the success of Snyder Cut. That Snyder Cut doesn't finish its story. You need the other. It was supposed to have sequels to it. And so, Ben Affleck would be back for that. So the idea that he signed a contract, if that's true, then it's, it's up and running and going. It's just a matter of being able to start production. Despite the COVID thing. Now, fitting it on HBO Max and maintaining this embrace of the multiverse that they're pushing for now, which is a way to explain why there's also a Matt Reeves Batman trilogy underway with Robert Pattinson as Batman. But there you go. It's this other version of it, and that's all there is to it. But the separation works in the sense that this is a theatrical release, and that the Ben Affleck Batman would continue on the streaming service. That being said, with these lockdowns and the damage it's done to the theater business, where are these movies going to be? Wonder Woman keeps getting pushed. It's already supposed to have been out by now. It keeps getting pushed and pushed, and other movies. How long can these theaters maintain themselves with no business? I don't know. They were in pretty bad shape before this happened. So, you know, I don't know. So I'm thinking a lot of this is just going to end up on the streaming service eventually if there's no theaters. I mean, you can't hold off forever. But still, the idea of multiverse, and they can showcase that. So what if there's two different Batman stories, a Batman movie and a Batman series? There you go. There's the separation, you know, on HBOMax, and it could work out. So whether or not this rumor is true, this is one that's not going to take years to find out. It should know it rather shortly. And of course, they have Fandom, the virtual little convention that they're having for DC and the projects there, teasing all kinds of announcements from movies we don't even know about. Apparently, it's been rumored there's 2 secret projects that might be announced there. The announcements to be expected will be about Black Adam and stuff like that. Hopefully a Superman film, but more details about Snyder Cut and what that'll entail, and possibly, yeah, Batman could be back, and it could be announced there, or the other virtual convention they're going to have, the Justice Con. So tune in to those, and you could be getting announcements. Hopefully both Superman and Batman will be back, and going forward. And of course, they're pushing hard for HBOMax. It's had some stumbles here, and they need it to work, and still it's an uphill battle with the pirating and everything. The streaming services, well, they're not the money makers that, at least from what I'm seeing, you know, that they need to be. So you need, they constantly got to generate excitement about something, and this is what they got. And so they got to make it work and win. And boy, getting Ben Affleck back in the Batsuit is a no-brainer. If you can pull that off, well, you've done some good for the prospects of HBOMax. So we'll see how that happens, and I'm hoping it's true. I hope it's a done deal. It makes perfect sense to me. I think that's logical. The only stumbling block would be that Affleck, for whatever reason, just says, no, I'm done. I just do not want to go back into that. No, I think he could be convinced, especially honoring his friendship with Zack Snyder. That could be satisfied with him filming some extra scenes for the Justice League stuff. But hopefully it also includes him doing his own Batman. And boy, oh boy, I would like to see more of that, because I know I do describe Superman versus Batman as a flawed film, even the Ultimate version, which is the only one to watch. The other one, forget it. But still, those Batman scenes are glorious. So to get more of that, especially in a Batman versus Deathstroke, holy crap, that would be great. And yeah, even if Jared Leto's Joker's hanging around, fine, I don't care. It's Ben Affleck's Batman. It'll work. Alright, thank you for watching and listening. So why not like and subscribe, and check out that link description below. That'll take you to my mini stores that have plenty of goodies for you. You know, hats, mugs, stickers, posters, all that goody stuff. Plus, you can head over to indieplanet.com and pick up a copy of my comic book Night Night. Oh, yeah. Plus, you can also catch my podcast, Mr Nailsin Show, over at RadioMisfits.com. And you can also watch my videos on my channel at BitChute. That's the Mr Nailsin channel on BitChute.com.